Hello.
Just start whenever.
Yeah. What's up, Sarah?
What's up?
Sarah.
Lima?
Yeah. I was going to do a whole bit where we
I'm
have
the
a special
guest, right?
and it's somebody like really famous, but we just ruined it immediately as soon as we started.
I just took off the headphones because like it bothered me.
There's a slight delay. It sounds odd. We
Yeah.
have to get used to it though eventually.
No, we got to get a better computer that has no delay.
No, I'm saying, but eventually we're going to have to put headphones on.
Eventually.
Yeah, we're all gonna need headphones for shizzle.
Yeah. Well, that's another grand right there.
In-ears, man.
So
We're not even, hold on, not yet.
we're not there yet.
Have you been
we
on
there
the
yet?
internet at
Are we
all
there
today?
yet?
Have you heard about anything exciting today?
I did not check today's news or anything.
Dude,
What happened?
the trailer for Star Wars came out.
Oh, I saw it this morning when I was
Holy
pooping.
shit, it looks amazing.
It's about one girl
Yeah.
and some badass, friends of hers that.
Yeah. Do you know who directed this one?
No.
The Godzilla guy. Edward. Yeah.
That would be his third directing.
Yeah.
Because like
It was
his
Monster,
second.
Godzilla, and then this.
Oh my gosh.
And it looks
Did
gorgeous.
you see the Death Star when they put the last piece on it? That's the cannon.
And you know
So
what? That
cool.
that shot looks exactly like in the same style of doing a spaceship shot that's completely from a unique angle.
Yeah.
Just like they did in episode 1.
Yeah. Or 8.
Sorry, go ahead and text
7.
whatever
7.
it is you're going to do. It's not like it's rude or anything.
It's work stuff. Sorry, I got work stuff going on all the goddamn time. Can you curse on this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
We're
crazy.
trying to keep it to a low minute.
I don't know if we have
Like
ever
our third one was just like, yo, man, fuck this and fuck our
For the-
shit. That
Dude,
sucked.
have
For
you
the
listened to
sponsors,
last
right?
one? We say some pretty
Yeah,
mature
but it
things
was
in
the
last
conversations on the last one. So good. Anyways, let's start.
one. Okay, we're
We're
starting.
We're started.
We're starting,
Going.
yay!
We're already going.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Not much. Episode 78. No, 7?
6.
6.
This is 6.
Yep, Steadiocast, episode 6.
So you guys have been doing this for 6 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Started after Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
See,
and
I thought it was only at 2 or 3 because I heard
Every
about
week,
Star
dude.
Wars. I heard about Batman versus Superman, which I
Yeah.
heard was a flaming pile of crap.
The movie?
Yeah.
or the podcast. Both.
The podcast was okay, but the movie,
whatever.
It was a short podcast because we're both out of stuff to say about it.
Yeah,
There's
but
no storyline in that movie, right?
I think there is, but a lot of it got cut by the studio. That's why, like, when we came back and did another episode about whatever, at the beginning I said, the more I think about it, the more I like the movie. Like,
Really?
if you're into Batman at all, you should watch. For the
Yeah,
Batman.
I think I like Batman more than Superman,
Yeah.
but
So he was great in it.
Yeah,
He
Batman
great
was
as
awesome.
Yeah.
it's still made. You know, they were supposed to release it in May, but
Yeah.
they pushed it up because the Avengers is opening in May.
Yeah, I think so.
And they don't want to compete with them. 100%,
Wow.
They would have gotten creamed.
Yeah, as far as big movies goes, like it's going to be insane for next
Do you think
few years.
DC and Marvel are at it to make the most money?
Oh, of course.
Because they're
Absolutely.
completely different.
Well, another
entities, right?
stat real quick. First week, 170 million. Week 2, 68.
Yeah.
Look at that dramatic drop.
Yeah, but it was still number 1 even at week 2.
True, but it
Which one?
dropped $100 million.
Oh, the Batman one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in 1
Dude,
week.
they've already made their
Because
money.
word
though.
got.
I don't know how that's
the
supposed
movie
to
cost
work.
250 million.
Yeah, they've made 400
Okay.
internationally, like just in the
Okay.
first week or something.
But when
Yeah.
you spend 250 million and your return's only 150,
Yeah.
you're pissed. Am I right?
Oh wow!
But I
didn't
think-
But
of it that
it'll
way.
it'll build as
Yeah.
as it goes. So I mean that's a good getting out of the gate.
Someone has not made their money back yet.
I think everyone has probably made their money back, but
they were
not the
hoping for
ones
something bigger.
yeah,
fronting all the
I
money.
think they were hoping for what's the biggest opening ever? $1 billion?
I think
I think
it was
Star Wars
Avatar.
was,
is it Star Wars?
I
Probably.
mean, I think Star Wars beat everything when it
Yeah.
came out.
Like opening
probably $1 billion. I would say.
internationally $1 billion. I think US was like 600 million.
That's
and
crazy.
But the thing is,
those
like,
numbers could be fucking wrong. I have no idea.
but that movie has already made more money than Man of Steel ever did. Like, just in the past couple of weeks that's been out, Batman versus Superman, it's already made more money.
more money than Man
Yeah.
of Steel. But
So
what
I
did-
think
what did Man of Steel cost to make? You know, it's like that.
probably
question.
100 million,
Yeah.
120
It
million.
was really good.
I can't
looking.
believe movies cost that fucking much.
Dude, that's one of the things we were talking about. Like, movies cost a lot, but the movie that we were talking about the last episode, which you were about, it's an independent movie, but those usually still cost a couple million
Upstream
to make.
color.
Yeah, but that
Still.
movie cost 50,000.
Yeah, I mean, you've got your 100,000 and below movies, or even you've got a $500,000 movies, $2 to $3 million movies, 30, 50, like it just. But I feel like some of the movies that only cost $2 million to make are way better than $80 million movies.
Yeah, I
So
agree with that.
I don't know.
Because they're able to make risks and stuff.
Well, that
Yeah,
that
it didn't
movie
cost
from last
them.
podcast, Upstream Color, was 50,000.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful, a piece of art,
looks
dude.
stunning.
But the story.
Which one?
It's called
Upstream
Upstream
Color, the
Color.
one that we did number 5 on
Oh, okay.
podcast.
Well,
And it was just
yeah.
like
If you look at
like
you guys know Super Troopers, obviously.
Yeah.
They talk about this day and age. You can crowdfund
Yeah.
to make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like their fans paid for the movie.
yeah.
That's
Super
cool. I
Troopers
can't wait
2,
till
right?
it comes out. I mean, it better be good, but
It's gonna be good.
it's
That
gonna
group
be
of
good.
actors and
But I think
comedians
what
are
was their goal?
great.
15 million
I don't remember.
or one and a half? No, 1.5 million. Million and a
I
half.
was gonna say.
Yeah, million and a half of not your money. That's cool.
You know what? I can totally tie that into today's episode.
I think we just
for
keep
it.
going.
Go for it.
We're just
Go
on a
for it.
tangent and just keep going.
The fundraising, Serial is
We do have to talk about it a little bit.
it's part of
We will.
It's part of This American Life, which is part of NPR. Basically, they get
Yeah.
their funding from people actually donating to the radio stations. It's usually a bunch of radio stations around the whole country, like here in Phoenix.
Yeah,
we
they
have
just had a drive
KGCZ.
like 2
Yeah.
days ago.
So the interesting thing is they wanted to do this thing. It was going to cost a lot more than their regular show would.
Before they started making cereal.
Yeah.
So they were trying to find ways to finance it.
Correct, because they had This American Life is still a really highly produced show, but it's not going to cost as much as a 13 episode podcast, which is Serial, with all the research they had to do. So they took money away from
The
This American
donations?
Life as far as the budget goes. They made this.
Well, that means the same people are involved in both.
They are.
shows then. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. And then as they were making it, they were doing interviews like, we got to find a way to make money out of this, because like they were literally like, we can't keep doing this. Like we can't keep taking money from another show's budget to make this.
So at the end, well, like when all 13 episodes were said and done, they didn't make any money. Or
First season, as far as I know, it was simply
But how did
by
if it's a show that kind of spawned from NPR, how can they make money from it? It sounds like NPR almost sounds like it's a free, like they're not trying to make money, they're trying to
the non-commercial.
All right, I haven't heard season 2 of Serial at all. So is there a drastic progression from 1 to 2 as far as sponsorship, or is it more commercial?
They're more open. Yeah, I mean, the sponsorship they have for season 1 was Chimp something, some email client that they do.
Oh, MailChimp.
MailChimp.
Okay.
They got a huge funding from that. Basically, they said, MailChimp came in and sponsored them for season 1. They continued that for season 2. But the thing is,
who else jumped on for season
it's
2?
people.
Anybody?
That's the interesting thing.
Oh, okay. So it's
When
crowdfunding.
Yeah, when season 1 ended, they were like, hey, we need to figure out a way to fund season 2. It was literally just a few days that they said, donate to us if you can. And they got funding.
Because they want another season, and that's just going to build a lot more
Yeah.
momentum.
And
So
honestly, you should listen to season 2.
I definitely want
It's
to.
a lot bigger.
So season 1 got everybody hooked. Season 2, now the people are funding it, and then as it progresses, I mean, this can go an unlimited amount of seasons.
Yeah,
It
Right.
I
literally
just
can.
don't know if they can though. That's exhausting.
They just have
do
to
things like
find
this.
the right stories.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's why don't they do one on OJ? There's a TV show about it now, but get that perspective. The thing about Serial, it's right down the middle. It doesn't favor the defense or the prosecution. Like it's right down the middle.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
Very
She's-
unbiased.
she's fantastic.
She's really good. But she'll start getting a little bias on one end, but then she'll
tell you, right? She'll
Wrap
be
it
like,
right
"Oh."
around, be like, well, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and the jail cell recordings with Adnan.
Yeah.
Like she has like 40 hours logged on the phone with him or more. I don't know.
So all right, you guys have seen the first season. You both were blown away by it. That's why we're doing this cast. I have not seen it. I want to know, like, what kept you going back to checking out what next episode is.
Well, it's the style that whole series, that whole genre is true crime stuff. So it's real crimes that have happened, and the way she does it is it's investigative journalism that's done really well. So you get to hear from Adnan, who is the convicted murderer in this case, and you get to hear about the witnesses, the police, the journalists.
anyone
that were
willing
involved.
to talk, basically.
It must have been exhausting to produce it, but
Oh,
it's
God,
fascinating
man.
because like every episode and the way she does it is that she tells it week by week, and as far as I know, it's not meant to end on any kind of cliffhangers or anything
Oh,
like
no.
that.
It's unstructured.
But just because it's such an interesting story, and the more you hear about it, just naturally you want
It
to know
builds.
more.
It's almost like building a Lego block of
Right.
a house. Like just you
Like
start
building
at the
something,
base.
yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool. I can take this here, and the listener's like, wait, there's more shit going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep listening. There were no cliffhangers like
None at all.
find out next week. On
Yeah.
no, none of that crap.
But even the show, like as much as it builds tension and you're just incredibly interested to find out what's happening, the season ends with you not knowing what's going to happen. Like you, and
because
it's just
there's
like,
no ending. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be retrialed here.
Well,
pretty
I thought-
soon.
Yeah, they started the retrial.
They
The
started the
the
retrial.
first time you talked to me about this, you said that it built up to an ending that was kind of like it left you like what? Like
Yeah, because
Well,
it's
there's
real
no
life.
ending written yet. I
some
mean,
some
there's
of the communication, some of the like dialogues that she has with some of these people like got epic. Is that what happened?
and that she might have been partially the reason why it got reopened.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it absolutely is.
With
But that's what
the girl in
investigative
the library.
journalism
The girl in the
should be.
library and the
What was her name?
radio-
April something.
Yeah, I'll find out. Keep talking.
Did,
So, yeah.
did she? Did
They
she,
left a key piece of evidence out, and to make matters
She
worse,
found it on accident. kind
No,
of.
not found it. It was presented, and the defense
Oh.
attorney decided not to go with it. But
Mm-hmm.
now the defense attorney died 10 years ago.
Okay. Wow. This is a long. This is an old.
Oh, this
the
2000,
murder happened in '99.
99.
Oh my gosh.
In what city was it again?
Dude,
Damn it. Those are the
So,
small little
but
details I can't remember.
Why do you guys think she picked that story?
Actually, it's a big
That's the
detail.
thing. I want to find out more about. Her name is Sarah Koenig, or Koenig.
Koenig. Koenig, yeah.
And she's just really good. And I have no idea what her plan is as far as picking stories, because this is a tiny story, man. A high school kid supposedly killing his girlfriend is nowhere near a national story in any way. But
did it make national headlines though?
it probably did. But I'm just saying it's nothing
I
that
don't
it
think
should
it
be
did.
getting as many viewers as it is right now.
But it's such a distinct case. I mean, there's so many rocks unturned.
yeah.
And just so much new stuff coming in, and they dismissed a bunch of stuff that I was like, wait a minute. I don't
Just
know.
as the defense lawyer doing a bad job to them not questioning that girl in the library, to the cell tower guy being like, we can't really use
Well,
that
they-
as perfect examples.
On the prosecution
Yeah.
side, they were trying to use the pings off the cell towers, and it detail. I can't detail what was said, but then on the other end, the defense, the attorney was, I think, insane,
I agree.
like clinically insane, but
Wow.
kept a composure well enough. I mean, she would get angry at everybody,
yeah.
and she's a hothead, and I mean. Who's the new lawyer? I wonder. Not who. Doesn't matter who it is.
I have no idea.
For Adnan, he's been in jail for 17 years,
That's
16
the,
years.
that's the kid.
The cool thing about it, the buildup, like they tell you stories about them being at school, and like they paint such a great picture for you while you're
So, and-
listening.
well,
That's
then
why
that,
it's so
that
good.
means like maybe she found this story and she's like, wow, I can really at least start telling us a cool story and maybe make it dramatic enough that people they latch onto it, like because that's how content kind of works.
Yeah.
Especially story building. Like you build tension in a story, everything is nice, and then tension happens, and then you want to know as you're listening, you want to know where it ends. It's like a
But-
story.
Yeah, it's also like it's very much in touch with the digital era that we're in, because I feel like, especially with season 2, but season 1 I'm pretty sure too, like because it's being broadcasted and you're finding out more, it's affecting real life. More people are getting involved in it. Like all of a sudden you have one of the biggest pro bono lawyer firms ever. They're like, hey, we want to look into
we
this.
want to do this for free.
Yeah, like it's one of those
And-
things that like it impacted real life, and you're just listening to it happen.
And they sent this case to, I don't know what the organization's called, but it's like a wrongfully accused organization, and they
Yeah.
work on, but they eventually just ran out of money. I mean, the budget ran out for this particular case. And my question to Sarah Koenig would be, how many other cases did she go through
To find this one,
to find this one? Like, I guarantee you this wasn't the first one. She was like, oh, boom, we're doing this.
I agree.
She probably looked at 10 different ones, like, we can't really pull anything from here. The guy's pretty guilty, or whatever the case was.
A questionable
I'm
case.
still undecided. I don't know if you did
You
or not.
are?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think the undecided thing, and this is something you and I disagree on the other show. What is it called? How to Make a Murderer?
Yeah, well, that was one-sided, though.
I agree, but the
Okay.
fact that there's doubt in your mind, right, and there's doubt in my mind about Adnan as well, that's enough for him to be released.
be not guilty. Yeah,
our
exactly.
judicial system is based on the fact that it needs to be 100% no doubt you
doubt.
did
Right,
it.
no doubt you
But
did.
there's huge doubts in both of these cases.
There is. Well, the Making a Murder one, yeah, there's
There's
enough
some
doubt.
doubts.
I can't
Like, he may
believe
have done it. I think
they
he may
only
have done it.
they only deliberated for 4 hours on that one.
Yeah.
Like, really? That's pretty insane.
After such a long trial, yeah.
And that one juror that got dismissed would have hung the trial.
Yeah, and he's still talking about it. He's
Yeah.
saying there was doubts within the jury.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a really weird. Again, Making a Murder and Serial, I believe, are two different, because Making a Murder was so
One-sided.
defense-sided, and that's why I like Serial a lot better, because it's right down the middle and very detailed and factual. And I mean,
I think she really took a huge risk making that.
I think so too.
as far as being
Her career.
Yeah, her career. Put her
And
career
just the
into
style of doing this, spending the time doing it, getting, paying people for so long to do it. And I think honestly it's documentary filmmaking, which is basically what How to Make a Murderer is. And they have to pick a side the way it works, and they've shot for 10 years. But there's actual legit amazing journalism, which is what Serial is. And the fact that it's NPR, because NPR is no longer that boring monotone thing. They have their personalities in it, and she has her personality in this. Like, there are times that she's like, "Shit, man, that sucks." Like this and she'll just talk to you, and then she's like, "Hey, just to give you a disclosure, I'm going to tell you what I think right now." And I don't think he did it. I think he should be
off
released.
the record type stuff. Yeah.
But then she's like, you know what? The amazing thing is, she's like, hey, we've spent like 10 episodes right now building doubt for you guys that maybe Adnan didn't do it. But you know what? To be fair, let's spend this whole episode telling you why he may have done it.
Yeah.
And she spends a whole episode making this guy look guilty as hell.
Go back to the same scenario and tell the other side of it from Jay.
Yeah, the friend, right?
Jay.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Jay was totally fucked for me. And the other thing that stood out was the payphone.
Yeah.
It's never a payphone at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Doesn't show in the plans. It's not there anymore. We're talking 15 years ago, payphones were on their way out to begin with.
Gosh,
Dude, that's how deep she went.
It sounds like she really thought hard about making this. I think she really like studied the whole thing before even starting.
She's like a pro organizer to be able to keep all that stuff
Props
in check
to her,
and keep
man.
it chronological like she did.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell anybody
editing
can do
and all that. That's
that payphone thing is like totally right. Like, there was one witness said, "Hey, there was a call from this payphone.
I don't even know the story still.
We'll go through it, but
You got to listen to it.
But
definitely.
like, to say that there was this payphone made a call, like, it's just one line and one witness's like testimony, and you move on. And she's like, you know what? Let's go look at this payphone. They keep digging. They keep digging. They find plans for the shopping center. There was no payphone. They go to the managers. They go to the property
they
builders.
took the lady's word for it. No payphone. Moving on.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh wow.
A good defense attorney would go and see if there's a
But
freaking payphone.
their budget was limited.
No.
apparently, right? For
That-
the case,
Well,
first time around.
yes.
First time
no,
around,
no.
I assume that was just a public defendant, right? I assume.
No, they hired someone.
They hired someone?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But my thing is to go down the street and check it out and just see if there's a payphone there or not. Like, that crossed their mind. It just went right over their head.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
the written testimony from April, Angel, Amy, something. The
girl in the library.
The girl in the library was huge. He timestamped him, Adnan, at the library at 2:45 when the murder took place at like 3:06 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's insane to get there. And they even remember they took the drive with the friend. Like,
Yeah, I
drove
remember. Yeah.
and like timed everything, and that was like, I don't know, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it was a maybe. So I don't.
That whole timing the drive and also seeing where your cell phone pings during that drive, it's something that still carries on to this day, because the new trial that they had to bring an expert again to talk about cell phone pinging to towers that they go.
And cell phone pinging has progressed drastically in the
Yeah.
past 15 years. I mean, that's not the same technology they had 15 years ago. No way.
Asia was her name.
Asia, the girl that got killed is Asia.
No.
Oh, no. What's her name?
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I think they said Haley a couple times, but I think it's Hey. And Asia was a girl that Adnan supposedly flirted with in the library and things like that.
That wasn't Jay's girlfriend. Jay's girlfriend was also Adnan's really good friend. Her name was Shannon or something like that. I can't remember, but
So, dude, the way the story goes, supposedly, is it's a high school relationship. Just keep that in mind. It's two kids. Like, they have a relationship.
17, yeah.
It's going well. It's not going well. It's going well. They have ups
Regular.
and downs.
Yeah.
And they break up, supposedly. And this is based on the girlfriend who got murdered's journal. That they broke up. She's pursuing other people.
Wow, she got the journal to do this.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
And there's pictures of it
Oh,
online,
Hayes'
too.
journal, that's
Yeah.
right.
And what happens is, supposedly, like, in that one day, she's like, hey, maybe I'm going to get a ride from somebody. There's witnesses that say Adnan went and gave her a ride. There's witnesses that say Adnan was at the school still in the library. But whatever happens, she goes missing on one day. A month later, her body's found. And basically, he's the one that gets pinged with it, because they're saying he was the last one that talked to her. It
Wow.
basically started with he was the last one that probably talked to her.
Okay.
And
not sure.
Yeah, not sure. But
How was she found? Like, how did she
even
die?
the story of her being
Yeah,
found is
half,
shady.
Yeah, half buried and looked like shit was moved around.
Yeah. And she was found.
swamps.
And who found her? Some
Some-
dude that went
like-
to take a piss.
But not just
He was a
some
janitor.
dude. It was a janitor that had a huge drinking problem. That
Right.
had previous sex offense
Holy
problems.
crap, really? Like, that adds so much dimension.
Yeah, and lied about
So-
how he found her. All these things. That
So
were just
all
like,
this keeps
Yeah.
building up to
He
like,
was good
okay,
at
maybe
backtracking, though.
he was innocent. Like it's kind of starts that way. Well, there's this guy who was questionable, and then this thing happened with questionables, and like
Like the dude, here's the thing: the dude found her body while he was still at work. He said he had to go home to pick up a screwdriver or something insane like that, and then he admits that he was drinking during that break, and then he took off his clothes for some reason.
all right.
Like it's just
party.
Well, he's been
Hey, girl.
arrested for that.
Yeah, for streaking a couple times before.
For streaking.
All
I
right,
think
so
the guy's
he's
just
a
a
professional
creepy
streaker?
pedophile / fucking murder rapist loser.
Or is it how she pins him like on the show?
Did they?
There's an episode that like, hey, this is really weird that this is the guy that found her, and his story doesn't
Right.
match up to what the actual place looks like. So they take him back. He
All
changes
right.
his story a little bit.
It just adds doubt to the whole case.
Yeah. And one of the things that she keeps mentioning is, why would Adnan at this point keep saying he didn't do it? Like,
Yeah, till the end. I mean, you'd think he'd break after 15
Yeah.
or 16 years.
he
Unless
still
if he's like
saying-
the master, what's the word?
Keeps his cool.
No, there's a word for people like this. Not psycho, not. It's called. What's the word I'm looking for?
like
Come on.
schizophrenic. I don't know. I'm not.
It's
probably
close
not.
to schizophrenic. It's. God damn it. Anyway, it'll come to me. But that type of person that feels no remorse for anything or
Oh, yeah,
anyone.
yeah.
There's a
Oh.
word for that.
There's something like Dexter is like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Do you think?
You guys keep talking. I got to look that word up.
No,
'cause
it's
I
totally
can't-
fine. But and she'll keep mentioning how she's not sure, and and by the way, these interviews that she does with him at prison because they're
He's in jail right now.
He's in jail and he has to call in every time, and those are so natural, and the way he talks and stuff, like it's very matter of fact. And a lot of times he even admits, is like, hey, I look guilty simply because of the fact that he doesn't remember. He's like, for
It's
the
been
rest,
so long ago.
It's
I heard an
been so
NPR
long.
story about like convicts that were brought or people were brought in for cases like witnesses and stuff that happened 20 years ago. Scientists are like, the memory
Yeah.
does play tricks on you.
and you
might
start
not
creating your own memories. at
Yeah,
that point.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
heard
You're
that?
asking people to relive something.
Yeah.
You spoke to the
Things
cops.
are gonna change, man.
Mr.
Colors,
XYZ.
sizes.
Yeah. Like, you spoke to the cops 14 and a half years ago. What was that conversation about? Like, fuck, dude, I've been drunk for 12 years, so I don't know
Seriously.
what the fuck I did or said.
What are you talking
I could have been drunk when I was talking to the cop. I have no idea.
And she even mentions things like that they ask people like, what time did you speak to Adnan on the phone? And it can't be just like 2:00. Was it 2:22? Was it
Yeah, but you
2:21?
Good, I can't remember what I ate for fucking breakfast.
What things did you talk about?
Seriously.
How long did it go? Like, it's insane.
How are
things.
what were those people answering?
They're trying to help out. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to help the case out. Either and whoever they interviewed, it was almost split. Half thought Adnan did it, the other half did not. So people that thought he did were like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk because
Yeah.
I want this guy to stay in
Stay
jail."
there, yeah.
The other guys were like, "I want him to get out. I don't think he did it." You know. And they were throwing some bullshit stories, not stories, but just kind of
Anecdotes.
jabbing at Adnan about taking money from the confessional pot and all that kind of stuff.
But he admitted to that.
He did admit to
He's
that,
like,
but
yeah, I was a kid.
not that that's justifiable, but stealing money out of the pot does not lead to murder, just like marijuana doesn't lead to fucking
Correct.
heroin. You know what I mean? Like they're just trying anything they could to.
But even the mosque came out. They're like, yeah, he stole, but he didn't steal that much. Like
mosque?
Yeah,
well, they said he stole like $5,000. It was more like 50.
Wait, there's a
bucks here
mosque
and there.
involved in
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, by the way, he is full blown Indian.
Cool.
He's very religious.
All right.
His
Oh
parents
yeah, and
didn't
his
know,
parents didn't approve, and
didn't approve or
Oh
know
my
that they were
gosh.
dating. So
There's-
that
yeah.
even puts another.
Another doubt. Like, could that kid really have done that? That's interesting.
And
man.
the thing is, but they also turned that around. They said because he was Indian and he was a devout Muslim, and the fact that he was ashamed of his relationship with her, that maybe it got to the point that his shame is the thing that
yeah.
caused him to kill this girl.
Yeah, but I mean that's brutal. High school, you know.
But dude, high school,
Hormones are crazy. He's from a different place.
Yeah.
Maybe his brain started working.
Well, no,
differently
he's
because of all
Americanized.
that.
I believe
Oh,
he
he's
was-
fully
He's
Americanized.
fully Americanized. He
Yeah.
sounds like a white dude.
But
Then
his parents aren't, as far as I know. His
No,
parents
they're
are
very
super
traditional.
strict,
super
yeah.
fobs.
Extremely
Dude,
traditional.
and the kid goes, like she keeps on bugging him and asking him about what were you doing this day. This is really important for you to tell me what you were doing
Right.
this time.
Right.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, what's that one story he just could not come up with? He could have made something up, but he's like, I don't know, I don't remember.
Yeah. He's like, that was just a regular day. Like that became a huge important day when I found out she was killed that day. But to
Right.
me, up until that point, that was just a regular day. I probably smoked weed that day. He's like, yeah, I smoked a lot of weed that day.
Oh yeah, he smoked a ton of weed, by the way. Like a ton of weed. Fucking fully high all the time.
Wow.
And the thing
Good
with
luck
his
remembering
cell
shit.
phone,
In '99.
Yeah.
dude, his cell phone,
Probably like $50 an eight, Brad. Sorry.
his cell phone pings areas that
Sitting around a table in the basement with his friends.
Tangent.
Dude, his cell phone
Sounds good, though.
pings
That's awesome.
areas that supposedly
Well, you
she
guys
was
keep
at.
saying pings. What does that
Ping
mean?
means like it comes within
Triangles
proximity
to a tower.
and
Oh,
it's like, all right, you're within.
That's a
X-
cool term. I didn't
X
know
amount.
you could ping things that way.
Yeah, that's basically what a ping is.
I
It's
actually
a
started
jam.
using it hoping it was the right word, and
I think
thank
it
you.
is. It
Hey,
is.
it sounds like
no,
it's
it is the right
appropriate.
word.
So his cell phone is at the areas that supposedly she could have been at and she could have been killed at, right? Like this huge
Right.
national park.
Right.
Like
Towers around it, picked up on his
Yeah,
cell phone.
but-
But again, they live in this county and blah blah blah.
not even that, but the shady thing, and this makes him look bad. He's like, I didn't have my cell phone that day. I gave it to this other kid. And exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody's
it's
like,
oh,
dude, really?
I don't know about that.
Even she's like, he's like, that sounds really shady. And then he's like, I think from this time to this time, I didn't have my cell phone. Jay had it, I think. And then this other Asia's the girl. Is like, no, I'm pretty sure I talked to him during that time. Like, but she's also the one that's saying that she was with him when supposedly
All right.
she got murdered.
So
But
Some
in-
kind of
and then
sketch.
introduce Asia's boyfriend who saw them talking at the library,
is
right?
getting better and
yeah,
better.
like from the distance, right?
And then he was kind of jealous about that.
Yep.
So now you're introducing a whole nother witness that spotted him. Then.
This is okay. This show is like a soap opera,
yeah.
but the structure and the performance, the presentation of it, I guess, is like that has that live reality TV feel to it. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic.
Oh, so yeah, like no, totally. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's a dramatic take on.
Yeah.
Not overly, it was
The story's great. Like she
right
found
amount
a
of
great
drama in the
story for that. Remember the first time you told me about this at the sushi place? We had a conversation about like, is this kind of show the future of reality content?
I think it is. I think because of the
But
huge
it's really,
success
really,
this
really
is,
structured.
It's highly produced.
Highly
it's
produced.
insanely highly produced. And one of the things that season 2 just ended, and again, you still like are left pretty much in the same place as the season.
I'm not necessarily sure if I would be interested in the content of that.
That's a
trial.
great story,
I
though.
just should.
Because season 2 is about this guy that walked.
Yeah,
are
he
dull.
went AWOL. He walked off, and 5 people were killed because of it. Maybe not.
They have a
okay.
whole episode about that.
You know, it's like
Yeah, and
Who
but
knows?
the thing is, the episode ends, and basically she's thanking everybody for producing the show, and she thanks Ira Glass, who is the founder and the creator of This American Life for NPR, and he's still the host every week.
Ira Glass is a big ass name.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge in the radio world and the production
Yeah.
world, and
Was he Clear Channel?
probably.
Okay.
Like they actually just did another show was doing an interview with him, and he was talking about how he has devoted his life because he doesn't have kids or anything. He's like, I'm going to devote my life to working, and that's what he's done for the past like 20 or something years. He's done kick-ass work.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently, like for this show, he's like, I'm going to be involved in helping you make this happen. So he produced it, but at the same time, producing wasn't just like, hey, I'm going to give you money. He was involved in every single edit. Like she was saying that if he's flying to New York, he would sit there and re-listen to every episode like 1,000 times on the phone and provide editing helps and things like that. So
Yeah.
this isn't, it's not amateur hour. This is,
No.
a
He's
huge
also
production.
he's putting himself in the creativity aspect of it. Or I'm not. That's not. Even, I mean, I guess it is. That's that fine line between creativity and let's get that structure down so that we can make a nice episode.
Correct.
How long are each episode? An hour ish.
Depends.
Okay.
It really does depend. Like in season 2, they fluctuate quite a bit because season 2 was actually this season that they were literally recording a couple episodes, and then things were happening, and then they were recording more.
Maybe they
and
got
things
too
were
ambitious with number 2.
No, I think number 2 for me, it's such a bigger story and it's more recent. So more
Do you think
people
they're
know.
handling it well?
yeah,
then?
it's
yeah.
way more recent.
Did they handled
It's
it
a
when you think?
lot
I think they
bigger.
handled it really
Okay.
well.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
what
kind of amazing.
recent story could she do? Even Making a Murder is old too.
Oh,
Well,
it's
maybe
really old.
maybe the third one is going to be about a story even closer to our time now, not 20 years ago, not
You don't
10
know
years
what
ago.
the hell. I have no idea.
But
what
do
they're
we
gonna do.
think
probably
that she's
gonna
going
be
to do a
like-
third season?
Did she sign off and say this is it?
Because the money wasn't there? Or?
No. Just like at what point is this shit too much for you to do?
Well, here's the thing though. What if she started doing all this 8 years ago and she already has 6 chambered?
Oh, you think so? Yeah,
Who knows? That could be a possibility. What if she has like 4 more episodes and she's just masterminded this whole thing where like season 1 will draw them in and then by season 6 we'll be fucking rich?
No, that's the thing. Like they said last
Yeah.
year, they said the business model for podcasts, it's not really there yet. Like we have to
No,
figure out a
not
way
at all.
to make a lot of money.
That's
out
why
of it.
there's a million podcasts
Yeah.
and 800 or 999,999 are shit.
It's all
You
about
know?
the good content.
And the good thing about doing this is listening to different styles of podcasts.
Yeah.
Listen to a comedian, listen to how things are made, listen to a music one, and you'll just pick up on little nuances that they do and ideas. You don't have to copy them, but it just gives you ideas. It opens up your...
No, I agree. And
Like-
I was telling him, even if you listen to it just so you know what you don't want to do, but it's really important for you to read all those things, listen to as many podcasts as you can, just to see what's out there.
Yeah. And then you can incorporate little bits into it. Like if, you had a decent following, you can have people email questions
Yeah.
about the last episode. You take the first 10 minutes of the next episode
Yeah.
to take questions for the last one.
So we're hoping
And-
we get some comments so we can actually start doing that.
Or
Yeah.
you make up your own questions and
Oh yeah.
say
The
that
things
people,
that you,
cut that out.
but like this serial season 1 was the first huge podcast. It was the first one
that was the
broke a
biggest of
million.
its kind.
Yeah.
No, that is not correct.
It's the first one that broke 1 million.
Adam Carolla broke 1 million
Not,
long ago.
dude.
He is the Guinness Book of World Records for the most downloaded podcast in the entire universe.
But not the first one though, right?
Yeah, I think check it out.
He's been around for longer than...
He's been around for,
like last
he's in
year.
year 8. Carolla started podcasting 8 years ago. After he got released from his syndicated show, he took over for Howard Stern.
He took over for Howard Stern.
Took over for Howard Stern back in 2000, whatever it was, because he went to Sirius, right? That was
Yeah,
10
that's
years
right.
ago. And then a couple years in, they cut the show. They changed the format of the radio station. Then he started podcasting. He's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
He's considered one of the gods of podcasting. And I know he's hard to listen to because his voice is fucking
I'm
kind of
used to it
annoying.
at this point. Yeah.
But the guy has it dialed in.
Yeah.
He might be the one that writes the path, like how to do a podcast. Like he's the guy to do it. It's insane.
Well, he's the one that's successful at it the
He
most.
basically has taken a radio format where you have
Yeah.
you and like a sound guy that makes all the funny noises but not cheesy.
Right, good.
And a news girl, kind of
Yeah.
like a radio format, but in a podcast world.
Yeah.
Like the guy has sponsors, but
That's great.
Yeah, see,
That makes for good content
So
right there.
this is the fastest show to ever reach 1 million, to ever
I
reach
guess?
5 million.
Oh.
No, this show I'm saying. And overall, I think season 1 has 80 million listens.
80 million listens, season
Dude,
1.
yeah, that's
well, I
insane.
guess we are comparing apples to oranges because Carolla has a podcast 5 days a week times 8 years.
Correct.
So I think he's the most consistently downloaded podcast.
This
I
is a
don't-
weekly
So I
one.
think
This
for
is a
sure
daily
he
one.
went to million first. And he absolutely, just by the numbers, he must have had it.
Exactly. The numbers.
This one got 80 million
That's insane.
Season 1, 80 million,
listeners. Downloads.
and all word of mouth, probably.
Yeah. And
Are they downloads? Like, I don't even know how the podcast world...
the podcast, the way it works is that, and I'm really hoping somebody freaking steps in and improves this technology because it's really old. The way the podcast structure is set up is based on RSS, and RSS is something that everybody wants to stop supporting. You upload your file somewhere, like one server,
Right.
and you're like, this is it, and you create an RSS feed, which is basically a code.
link.
Yeah, and it gets spit out to the internet, and then different what they call podcatchers
Right.
grab onto it. The most famous
Like
one is iTunes.
Yeah, okay.
Like on my phone, I use Pocket Cast, and they grab it. They literally are grabbing the file from this one server, and they're not downsampling it. They're not doing anything. So you're grabbing the file as it was uploaded, and the users are either streaming it or they're
Okay.
downloading it and then
So
playing
what's
it later.
wrong with that? That seems like
It's
to be
an
the
ulti-
most efficient way
Like,
right now.
Think about the way YouTube has been doing business for ages. You upload your file, it gets copied to hundreds of thousands of servers, and then based on your connection, your availability, the device that you're using, you get that playback that's the best for you at the smallest file size possible.
Is it because the website itself, YouTube, is where everybody goes. That's the servers that things get uploaded to. So podcasts, everybody has their own website with their own server.
Yeah, but iTunes has the ability to, even if we want to stick with RSS technology, like once iTunes pings, like for us, it's SoundCloud, right? Once iTunes pings SoundCloud, it's like, hey, there's a new episode. Why doesn't Apple just download that episode and use their technology, because they already do it for their music and everything, to downsample it for everybody's
Because then
phones
you'll
and
have to
everything.
pay them for each listen or download.
And that's the key thing that I was going to mention is, as of right now, I mean, there's a few people that are doing podcasts that are paid, meaning per episode of subscription, but 99.9% of it, even these huge
Free.
ones, absolutely free.
Yeah. But then sponsoring and
But for the listener,
Give you an idea of how it hasn't caught on quite yet. Even guys like, and I don't know if Artie Lang's still struggling, but Artie Lang charges $5 a month, $6 a month to subscribe to his podcast. If he did it for free, he would have quadruple listeners. But people aren't ready to pay for podcasts yet.
Nope.
They're just not.
but they have to be. I mean, it's been
Well,
out
if
for
the
you have
content-
to prove yourself. I would
Yeah.
pay for 3 podcasts right now.
Okay.
That's it.
I would pay
I
for
wouldn't pay for
things
the other ones.
that would instruct me, that would teach me things that I want to learn about.
Sure.
I don't think I'll pay
People
for
would probably pay for
anything
TED
else.
Talks, or they would probably pay for
Yeah. Cooking.
just certain ones that are huge.
is a
and like,
recipe
I
for
can't
mac
live
and
without
cheese.
This podcast, I'm going to spend, even if you charge 10 cents per download.
The cheese.
Yeah.
You go from here to making this much money. But how you keep that going is sponsorship.
Yeah.
You do live reads or you do commercials during your podcast, but not too many.
Yeah.
And that's how
That's the same
you
thing.
keep
If someone tells you,
your
"Hey,
boat
I'll pay
afloat."
you to do a commercial on your podcast because you have a lot of listeners and the demographic of your listeners are
Exactly.
are a,"
and it's a world of enter code.
but then you have to be like,
XYZ or
"Yeah, we
whatever.
don't really like your product. Like we
You
don't
don't
want
have to like the product. At this point, it's raising money. Like
The
Yeah.
listeners, yeah.
But if you're
even let's say you're a Android user and iPhone came to you and said, "We'll pay you $10,000 for 4 months of advertising."
okay.
You're like, "Sorry, I don't like iPhones, man." You're gonna take 10 fucking grand.
Well, no, I'm talking about
Right?
some things like more that are on the lines of like
like politically.
political, religion, all the stuff that
Yeah.
people are really,
if
really
I came to
opposites
you and
about.
said, "Hey, plug Trump," you'd be like, "Fuck off! I'm not plugging
right,
Trump."
what if you
That's
gave me $1 million?
different. Well, then that's,
That's
up to you.
That's actually a
Then,
huge discussion.
then
right
you
now.
could make
Yeah.
it and just word it in such a way where you're
That's what's
clearly
usually
telling
called-
your audience that I don't care about this
No,
guy.
but you can't do that.
I know, but there's fine words. That's when lawyers come in and like write down the right things.
You can't take someone's money
And then-
for endorsing them and then being like, "Hey, we just took." No,
no, not like that.
I know.
In
I know what you
such
mean.
a way that it's
But
subliminal.
it would still be picked up on.
But the thing
that's
is,
all
like,
they're looking for.
Well, when it comes to Trump, like specifically him,
that was
lot
a
of-
very, very extreme.
Yeah, that's
right.
the thing.
But
It's
still,
so
that was a
extreme
great example.
that even
Example.
people that are completely like neutral in a lot of like political discussions, like pollsters, are like,
would
we don't care. We
understand.
just want to look at numbers. They've gone to the point like they're like, I listen to a podcast that's called The Pollsters, and they're fantastic. It's a Republican and Democratic
Yeah.
pollster that they talk to each other, and it's gone to the point that the last few episodes, like, people do something about this. Like, Trump should not be representing like
Right.
the Republican Party
of
for this
them.
girl. They're like. The way he talks to women is atrocious. Like, why is this guy the
a
leading?
lot of people are
representative?
sweeping that under the rug, man.
that's
And then
scary.
people like myself who do not follow politics whatsoever. I'm probably in the majority in my age
Mm-hmm.
group, and it's something that should interest me, but I'm too busy. That's
Yeah.
my excuse.
Gotta
but
make money.
I should be in the know, or else bad things can happen.
Right.
You never
It
know.
gets to that point
and it
now.
could be not my fault single handedly, but people like me.
No, it's our society as a whole. It's not just one person. But to come back, it sucks that you two, neither one of you guys have heard season 2. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
It's
what?
Serial.
Nope. Yeah. No. Not
It's
yet.
it's really good. And basically, because this is still ongoing, the army, as far as I know, hasn't even started Bo's trial yet. They don't even know what to do with it yet.
Oh wow.
So, but the fascinating part is everybody knew about this because it got publicized and it became political. Everybody knew about it from the moment that he got exchanged with the Taliban. Like, we knew that he walked off base, but it's not a very it's not a very unusual thing for a soldier to go AWOL. And
That's comforting. That's great.
but one of the generals were saying, hey, if as a society after 9/11, we were on board with us attacking Afghanistan. Like U.S. as a whole, no matter how you feel about it, was on board. We're like, we got to do something about it. We're going to go attack, and we're going to get into war. He's like, you can't single out a single soldier for walking off the base, because once you sign up for war, this is what you sign up for. You sign up for the damages that it causes to one soldier. You sign up for the damages it causes to another country. He's like, as much as this became a big deal because the president talked about it, we did an exchange. He's like, this is what happens. This is what, when war starts, things like this happen.
Right.
How many? Everyone's got a breaking point, right?
Right.
So how many tours had this gentleman, Bo? Is it Bo?
Bo's first tour, man.
First tour.
I think that was his first tour.
Good God, Marine,
Army.
Did you see some crazy stuff?
Yeah, he saw what his idea was. Throughout the show, they build up that he might have some mental issues. But he signed up for the Coast Guard. He had a huge emotional breakdown in his boot camp in Coast
so that
Guard.
should have been discharged immediately.
And he was. But then it got to the point that because of the Afghanistan-Iraq war, we needed a soldier.
Needed more people.
So they lowered the barometer of what they were willing to accept.
See, you can't
and
do that.
That's a whole nother thing, is maybe he really shouldn't have been re-enlisted. Like, somebody should have been like, hey, because this huge emotional
That's a
breakdown.
fell through the cracks type of situation.
Yeah.
So he got
But that
re-enlisted.
happens too as you're trying to build countries and stuff.
But the whole idea is that no matter how you feel about him, like, the way it goes is you shouldn't think he's a traitor, because the reason he walked off is, and all the evidence points to this, is he personally felt like the way the base was ran in Afghanistan was putting soldiers' life in danger,
Including his own. And
including his own.
What do you always say? It's not feast or famine. It's literally like every man for himself.
Survival of
and
the
everything,
fittest.
And that's not, like, if your senses and your radar gets that high, like, you're gonna bounce. I mean,
And
it's,
that's
it's
what it
fight
was.
or flight.
Correct.
But
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't to flee. His idea was, and this ties into his mental issues, is I'm going to walk off base, and because I'm walking off base, he understands the chain of command and the way procedures work. If a soldier goes missing, you immediately get the generals involved. You bring the top levels down.
Okay, good.
And so
That's
he's
why
like,
you did it.
Yeah, he's like, if they get involved,
He wanted
they're
the
going to find me
attention
the
of
next
the
day.
higher people up there.
yeah, he's like, I'm out. They're gonna find me.
They're going to find me, and then we can finally talk about all the issues in
But
the space.
did he get caught? Is that why they
He
didn't find
got
him?
caught by the Taliban
Okay.
The day of.
the following day, I think. Oh, no, 2 or 3 days later.
All right. He should have planned his thing a little better then.
But that's the
Hello.
thing. Most people in that camp, they're like, yeah, the camps run shitty, but this is war. Like, this is like, everything's unsafe and everybody's really cruel to us. People are dying and nobody cares because of this war. But because of his mental issues, it's not just that. It's not the fear that we're all feeling. It's not the anger that we're all feeling. His fear of death goes way above anybody else's comprehension.
but-
His mental issues were like, we're all gonna die. Like, he's panicking constantly. That's why he did it. It's not because everybody's feeling the danger, but
Right.
his is escalated to a crazy level.
Yeah, but maybe because he saw something. He felt threatened by the way they were doing things at the
It
camp.
could have been built
and
up to that, and it
he wanted
finally was
to
the
change
breaking point of
something.
I gotta go.
Yeah, and but at the same time he said I gotta go. He did that in hopes to get the higher generals involved,
correct.
so that he can tell them what
He
he's seeing that's
justified a
wrong.
little story in his head, like, "Hey, what if I'll plan it out
Exactly.
this way?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
He
boom,
planned it really
all is
bad.
well. I get out.
Now,
no one's hurt.
If
But
people
he
got
didn't-
killed
he didn't expect
because
this.
of this, then
well,
he should have planned his
that's
little outing a
that's
little better.
questionable.
That's still questionable.
Oh, so they're not sure because
There's-
of his actions.
Correct.
People
if he
that
stayed
episode-
on base, would people have lived? Those people live.
That's the perfect question, because that's what it comes down to, is people died in the war. They died in the aftermath of him leaving. So would those people have died if he hadn't walked off? And
Did he hold
Where
a
did they
crucial
die though? Were they out in battle?
Exactly. And dude, you're
Were they-
asking all the right questions.
Did he,
Yeah,
did
were
he
they
hold
all-
a special
were they in-
position that if he's not there helping them out, they're gonna hurt?
No, it comes
Well,
to
yeah.
financing. Let's say they use one example, right? This group dies in like 100 miles north of where his base was, like not even related. But financing was taken away from that group having helicopter support, so another
Okay.
gure could
So
be doing
now-
something.
I'm sorry, dude.
Shocking.
There's
It's-
people,
it's all about
that-
money. There you go.
Yeah, but
It's all
you know
about
what?
fucking money.
Yeah.
You know
It
what?
always
that's,
is.
That's BS. Like someone was like, you know what? Fuck that guy. We're gonna frame him that way then. Because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they could pull off however 50 grand it is to get the helicopter mission going to save people.
Correct. And
Come on.
And it comes down to, like, there's generals that are saying, because it became a huge deal after Obama said, hey, we made this exchange so we can bring Bo back after 5 years of captivity with the Taliban. And then they got like 5 or 6 Taliban from Guantanamo Bay. So that's how it became famous. And after that, there was 6 or 7 guys in his platoon that were really pissed off still. They're like, hey, this dude's a traitor. He caused a lot of damage because he walked
Yeah.
off. This is
America.
kids feeling this way. Yeah, exactly. It's not like, so Dave went on Fox News, they went on CNN. They're like, hey, this guy's a traitor. Obama should not be honoring him this way. Let's not
Do you
do
think Obama's advisors were like, this will make you look fucking awesome? And
No,
you're
dude. There's a
shit?
whole story about
No?
why it became public that way. It was supposed to be a small little thing, and it just happened that Bo's parents.
Someone leaked that shit, man.
No, Bo's parents were in Washington the day that this was going to happen. So literally, some staffer in White House was like, "Hey, we should do a press conference about this."
They probably didn't think about it too much.
And they didn't think about it. So they planned a press conference, and then another staffer was literally like, "Hey, dude, it's nice outside. We should do a bigger press conference in front of the White House, so it's a positive thing."
So it was accidental rather
It
than.
just
So
bec-
they tried to turn it as a positive thing, but really,
Yeah.
it turned into a fucking shit show.
Exactly. It became hugely negative, and it gets so bad. And there's generals that are saying, "Hey, we hate this guy. This guy, like, no matter how you feel about it, you don't walk off base. You don't do this to your fellow soldiers." But he's like, "I want to make it clear: soldiers did not die because of him." He's like, "I hate him."
Oh, wow.
He's like, "I think he's a prick."
Yeah.
But he's like, in war, you can't be like, "Hey, this dude walked off, so 6 other people died that had nothing to do with it."
Yeah, did they die, again? Did they die on the base, or were they 28 miles that
that
way?
in
Exactly.
general, if he said that he had nothing to do with their death, then he's probably right if he's a general. in
But the
there.
soldiers feel differently. And they're
America.
like, exactly. And dude,
America?
they were saying that it got to the point that they may have simply used his name to get more missions done that they wanted to do. They'd be like, "Hey, we want to go raid that town," and somebody's like, "No." He's like, "Hey, we want to go raid that town, and maybe we'll look for
Yeah.
Bo while we're at it." Like, "Oh yeah, go for
So
it."
isn't that called kind of propaganda?
Yeah, but at the same time, since he's been back, this show reveals that he's been a huge asset to our intelligence because since day one, even though
He's learned Taliban things.
he's been telling them so much about the
Then-
Taliban and the movement, but we don't know about this because like the actual what do you call it? The actual media hasn't been covering this. So that's what she does really well is she tackles all these things,
Right.
and you find out more and more about it. Have we gone way too long?
No, we haven't.
I was just gonna grab a quick smoke break and let you guys talk.
We're at 40 minutes. No, we
But
take a break.
I
If we
honestly-
can take a break, we'll all take a break. But
Let's all take a break because I got something else to tell you outside, and we might be able to do it in here.
All right, let's do it.
And I'm not
yeah.
piggybacking onto your
Have we
show,
talked
but I
about-
have a great fucking idea.
Have we got to like talk about last episode a little bit in the next one?
We can do it.
Nah, we can do it maybe. All right, guys, we'll take a break. Bye.
Hello, Steadiocast listeners. Thank you so much for listening and following us on this journey to create something incredible, and hopefully you're enjoying it as much as we are. While we're on break, I wanted to take this opportunity to ask if you could rate and subscribe to us on iTunes and follow and comment on SoundCloud or any podcasting app that you're using right now. Is subscription and feedback is hugely appreciated. Again, thank you so much for listening so far. We're excited for what's coming, and we'll be back from break shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It took us what, 10?
Yeah, 10
You and
15
me?
minutes to figure it out. Hey, we're back.
We are back.
We're back.
We're
Okay,
back.
can we start this out with a game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's called what's it called?
Glass door, you just...
What's-
No, but
what's behind the
what's
glass
behind the
door?
glass door?
Okay.
And since Remy and I know what's behind the glass door,
No. There's another word in it. It's not just the glass door. It's the
green.
green glass door.
What's behind the green glass door? Remy and I know what's behind there. Now, Nima,
Wait, you already know what's behind there?
Yeah.
Remy and I do. So you can
I'm
only play
all-knowing.
if you don't know what's behind the green glass door. Glass door. Yeah, that's a
The
tongue
green
twister.
glass.
Green glass door.
So is it like a 20 questions kind of thing?
Not 20. You just start asking. For example, is there a guitar behind the green glass door?
There is not.
There is not. So just how
Can
you
I
know.
ask general questions? This could be part
Yeah,
of-
you can ask
Is
whatever.
this an actual real thing? Like, is there an object that's behind the glass door?
No.
right
No.
now? Okay.
What?
Well,
yeah. See,
Yes.
no one's asked that. I've
the,
always
the
thought-
green glass door does not exist.
Oh, it does not. It's a metaphorical.
I'm sure someone out there in the, the
have a
world
glass door
has
somewhere.
a green glass door, but
Yeah,
There's
it's like,
something behind it.
There's something behind it.
there's definitely no dogs.
There's multiple things behind it.
Yeah, there's could be a lot of things.
Like there's puppies, right?
You would need the dictionary and go through all of them, and you can be like, "That's in there. No, that's not. That's in there."
Remy, are there puppies behind the green glass?
There is puppies.
There are puppies.
Yeah.
Okay, there's puppies. And kittens. This place is pretty cool. There's
behind the
kittens.
glass door. Behind the green glass
the
door.
green
there's puppies and there's
glass door.
Yeah, the green glass door.
Am
like the green glass door.
That doesn't help me. I don't know.
Nima, there's no like drums back there. There's no drums back there or guitars.
But there's puppies and kittens.
Yes.
There's puppies and kittens, and there's bottles. There's bottles there.
Am I supposed to associate this
There's
with
a pool
real
there.
world place?
No.
Uh-uh.
It'd be very unlikely to have.
It's a metaphorical place.
Yes, I guess so.
Is
I'm
it
not-
religious? Are we talking about like heaven and stuff?
No, not that deep. Not even close to that deep.
Dude, I can't go in between that deep.
I know.
and down.
I know.
Like,
That's where this
All right,
game
so
is.
that's why we got a little. But
can I
should
get
we?
like hints and stuff?
All right, let's
Oh,
give some
green,
solid
don't
hints.
give up on me.
Glass
Okay.
door. That's a hint right there.
It's like using
listen-
the word in a
listen to
definition.
me.
All right,
The
no,
word
you listen.
green.
Objects. Microphone.
No.
Not behind there.
No. Table.
Table. No.
Is it happy
Stool.
things?
Stool.
There's a stool.
There's a stool there.
There's a stool there.
What?
There's no light.
There's no light.
Yeah, but it's
No
there-
light.
There's no dark. There is darkness
There are monsoons
and pools.
and pools.
As monsoons.
Ask like, is there a cup there? Ask any kind of.
Is there a car there?
No.
Nima, there are cell phones there. There's cellular phones there, but not iPhones or Android phones. It's a green glass.
Where did this even come
Door.
from? Like, how is this like a
it's-
form
I
of
don't know.
torture between you?
Trust me, that I felt your pain when we were doing this.
Yeah.
I was like, and then it'll snap.
Is there
into-
water behind the green glass?
There is
door?
not.
Are there people behind the green?
There are not.
No people.
So far we've established that there's a stool, cats, and dogs.
No
Yes.
cats. No dogs.
No cats, no dogs. Puppies, and kittens.
Yeah.
Try not to focus too much on the actual word itself or the object itself, and just focus on the words themselves.
Of the green glass door.
Yes. So start asking more stuff, like what is behind there.
You want me to drop a huge hint? That's not too big.
Okay. It's huge, but it's not too big. Go ahead.
I forgot it.
That's what she said.
It's huge, but it's right around.
I hear that all the time.
Um,
Yeah, just start naming objects. Like picture your room and just start naming objects.
is there a computer in there?
No.
No.
There's cell phones, but they're not iPhones or Android phones.
Correct.
They're
Right.
flip phones? Like, is that what
No.
we're trying to
No
get at?
flip
No.
phones.
Cellular. Phones.
Cellular phones. Behind the green glass door.
Okay, emphasis on cellular. So are we saying like they're cells or?
Cells, yeah.
Um,
Keep asking objects. Just keep going with objects.
Is this like objects? There, you said there's cups in there, right? Like
No cups.
there's no cups.
There's bottles.
There's bottles, like
Bottles.
beer bottles and stuff.
Any kind of bottle.
Beer. Definitely beer.
Beer. Yeah, beer.
No wine.
No wine.
No,
No whiskey.
there's beer, but there's no wine, and there's puppies, and there's cellular phones and kittens.
Right.
What the?
There's walls too.
Yeah, well, there's a door, so there's obviously walls.
There is a door.
There's definitely
It's
a door.
green.
And
made
it's
out of
all glass. It's all glass. It's all glass.
God, this podcast is supposed to be about cereal, not
know.
about how.
All right, can
how
we-
you destroy-
should
No,
we-
no,
should
Let's
we-
just move on.
One more,
now
one
he's
more hint.
intrigued.
One more,
Yeah, he is.
Now
one
he's
more
intrigued.
hint.
So this
One
is
more
good.
hint.
No, we
There's
got time,
there's
right?
a pattern. The green glass
All right,
door.
just-
There's a
just-
pattern.
G. No, the green glass door.
There's a
Leave
pattern.
it,
in
leave
those
it at the
words.
pattern. That's a hell of a hint.
I know.
That's a hell of a hint.
For a smarter brain than mine, but
No. Trust me. You're a smart man. This is a weird
When
exercise.
the game's over, you're gonna be like, this game sucks.
why do you think this game sucks? Just hold on.
Pull up a dictionary and just start naming off words, and you might visually see the correlation.
I doubt it.
You
no,
will.
You will.
You'll visually see it. You'll catch on to it.
So there's puppies, there's kittens. Is there? Are there books in there?
Yes.
Books.
There are books.
Are there CDs?
Nope.
No.
So this is old school we're establishing.
Not quite. Comes from. I mean, there's
There's no people in there for sure.
No.
there's rock wheel, like the old bedrock wheels. There's wheels.
Wheels.
All right, fucking tell me.
So it has no time. Like that's not it. The pattern is in the words.
Of
Green.
glass.
Spell
Green.
green.
GREEN
Spell glass.
GLASS
Spell door.
DOOR. So it's a double whatever.
Okay, keep
But
going.
it's
Keep
still
going.
like I can't keep going. What
You-
is there?
the
another
double-
word?
double's a huge word.
Yeah.
Double what? What is in common in all three of those words?
The double letters.
Boom.
Go. Okay.
What's
so
the green? But what's behind the green glass door? Kittens.
Words with double
puppies,
letters
bottles,
next to each
beer.
other.
Oh,
kitten, puppy.
so that's it. It's
That's
words.
it? But see that's crazy, right?
I hate both of you.
That was fun. That was fun.
That's crazy.
I want the last 5 minutes of my life back
But now you can play that with other people.
and make everybody hate me.
But it does help in numbers. Like you got to be outnumbering the
I'm
guy.
gonna do it tomorrow at work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know how it goes.
You're gonna be like, "Fuck you, man! Stop talking to me."
Somebody's gonna go
Is it
postal.
lunch
You
break?
hear about it?
Local man shot after playing green glass door at work.
Is this something you guys made up or what?
No, actually, we don't know who made it up,
It
but
probably comes from like a psychology school or some sort.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out of some kind of psychology
There's
class.
there's psychology, which is a whole nother.
Maybe
freaking
that's not
game.
even psychology. Maybe that's just like
That's all
like-
brain. I mean, that's how your brain.
the writing.
I don't know.
what's the-
It's how your brain catches the two letters
Yeah.
together. Like it took us like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, with like huge hints. I mean, they were like green,
But
glass,
not, yeah. I mean, the hints.
So
were-
that's why the cellular.
cells.
Okay,
yeah, cellular. Phone,
Anyways.
not just phone. Okay, back
What a
at it.
tangent! That was fun.
that was the mother of all tangents.
I love tangents. Podcast named Tangents.
So-
good, man.
So that's actually a good topic. One thing that we haven't even mentioned is we're recording this episode without the last episode being uploaded yet.
I know.
So that's gonna. Should
I
upload
liked
it
last
today?
episode.
Should I upload it today?
Yeah,
It's been 4
as soon
days
as
since the last
possible.
episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
even if we get more than once a week,
It
that's
was
fine.
4 days ago. Last one.
Last one we uploaded 4 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's
You
fine.
did
I'll do-
upload it.
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about House of Cards. We uploaded 4 days ago. So we haven't uploaded
gotcha.
Upstream Color yet. So
Right.
it's what by the time
Gosh,
people
that
hear
movie, man.
this one, obviously will be out, and
How
I'll
many
upload it today.
listeners are you getting right now?
Dude, not that many. Like
12?
total, like right now we're at 90. I would be really
that's
interested.
pretty solid.
What?
No, not
Total.
constant followers, but
Total.
90 total right now.
Nice.
Is
Uh,
this off Twitter?
no, this is off of everything.
Oh, okay.
So
What do you mean everything? How do people find it?
How do people
I'm
find
trying
You
to
put it on Reddit.
I put on Reddit. So so far the only like what you would call marketing I've done is I put on the Reddit post for Sense8, Reddit post for House of Cards, and Twitter maybe.
So are we getting more hits from Reddit?
Oh, it doesn't tell you. It tells you what like apps you get listeners from. Right now we are getting most of our listeners from US. Then it's Netherlands after that. I know.
What's up, guy? I hope you listen to this.
And then as far as apps, I think RSS feed. Let's see, Pocket Cast is getting a lot. iTunes is getting a lot.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, 90 is not a lot. But it would be cool if we can break 100 this week.
Cool. This is our sixth
Dude, I'd love to
episode.
quit music and do this.
just talk.
I'm
for a
out.
Living.
Dude, I've had dreams where
This is so fucking
like
awesome.
if I win like a lottery, is my main goal would be the next day set up a proper equipped business
Oh, yeah.
where we can just create things, including podcasts.
Yeah.
Like a room four times this size.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter for podcasting, quarter for music, quarter for video, pictures on the other one.
Yeah.
Be cool.
So our last episode was
Upstream Color, which we went on a lot of tangents again, but that was fun. That was,
What was it called?
Upstream Color.
Is
That was
that
a
a
movie.
It's a movie on
movie?
Netflix.
Oh.
Don't waste your time with it.
No?
You should absolutely waste your time with it.
That's the first. I told you. I'm telling you again. It's the first movie you recommend. I'm like, what
Yeah,
the
but
fuck?
the reasons you didn't like it for me means the movie was effective.
Right, because creating emotion.
Give me a quick synopsis. What
It's
do we-
really hard. This guy's movies. The way it works is you can almost think of it as
What would you compare it to? What movie would you compare it to? The way it was.
like Unbreakable, but in a really minor way. Because Unbreakable in a way that it could be possibly
I
a
haven't seen that one
superhero.
either.
No, you're just kind of.
It's
like,
a really artsy movie, and the way it works is you can put it this way: is two random people.
Oh, before you say the superhero thing, I don't agree with that.
Why they get some special
That's
powers?
why I don't see the correlation between Breaking Bad and
they
it.
get special powers.
They don't. There's no end. Ugh. The special powers that they get is because they both went through the same experience, and somehow with the drug that they've ingested,
Yeah.
they were able to like sync in some ways and figure out
Is it
how they got ripped off that way.
But it's not just them. Everybody that takes this drug gets special powers. If it's temporary or if it's long term.
That's
okay,
fine.
Is it kind of like Limitless, but physical power rather than brain power?
No, it's not. It's not to that extent. It's
That's why I don't like calling it superpowers.
but it's that's a best.
Well,
part.
limitless
It's
isn't
minor.
superpowers. I mean,
It's super intelligence,
it's
right?
super intelligent. So it's brain power, and the one you're talking about right now.
The way this works is that two people get experimented on by this. We should call it a thief, a criminal who uses this ability to steal money from people.
He drugs them,
Yeah.
and then they're vegetable slave for a week, and then he's able to extort them from all their money with their banking. It's like he's sitting like, hey, tomorrow you're gonna go to the bank and you're gonna take all the money.
Oh,
and
so he
you get-
basically hypnotizes them.
Yes.
and-
Exactly.
Exactly.
And once throughout the things that happen because of him drugging up these people, like even once he's completely out of the story, like he'll be gone soon after the beginning of the movie. It's these people go through side effects, and the people they meet because they've been drugged up and hallucinated, that they'll have. Like calling a special
weird powers, like
not even powers.
Not but
Special
just-
things happen in their life, and that's very unique to other people who have also been drugged up.
so
by
that
this
would
guy.
be the second act. The first act would be building the story of this guy that's doing this to all these people, and then that guy's out. He's not in the movie anymore, except for maybe flashbacks or something.
It's
He
something
just
like
does it to one person. That's the beginning of the movie, and you're kind of guessing.
That's
this
a
is
cool
thief.
format.
It's a great story and all that, but the way it looked and the sparse dialogues, it
Maybe they didn't
looks
have-
great. This
yeah.
guy's a great cinematographer. Every frame is perfect. It's great. The sound is beautiful. But as far as telling a story, all that editing is hard to follow what the story.
So the editing was bad.
No, it was.
It's
It's
his style. His style is to almost make movies that, as of right now, he's made 2 movies only, and they're really hard to follow.
What's the other one?
Primer. It's very small. It's very small. He made it for like $5,000.
I like watching movies like that. I gotta. The
Watch
hard
that
thing
one.
about Netflix is I trust the stars too much. I'm like 1.5 stars.
The stars is based on what you would think about the movie.
2.5 stars.
No,
on that one.
and other people too.
Or 2.
Other people like you, right?
Not like I think it's just like if you were to watch a movie that has 4 stars, that means the majority of people that have watched it have rated it 4 stars.
People that are somewhat similar to you. It doesn't go by everybody. It goes by
doesn't?
no. It's a recommendation system based on what
Wow.
you would like.
The
and
stars?
what,
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it would show you. It's not going to show you something that you would not like, right?
So, on your Netflix, you would see like 4 stars up there.
Well,
Because-
I've already rated the movie, so I will only see my ratings. But if you haven't rated a movie and
Right.
you see a certain stars, that's based on the other movies you rated.
Right. So
and
it's
what the things
everybody
you've
gets
watched.
different numbers
That's
of stars.
And
pretty-
everybody gets a different homepage to Netflix.
Oh
That's
my
like lying
gosh,
to
I
you.
did not know that. That's interesting.
They're liars. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Well, no,
if you go to
'cause they're telling
IMDb,
you,
that's why the scores are lower on IMDb because that doesn't do it that way,
No.
right? It
The
doesn't.
IMDb is a correlation.
Or
of
another
everybody's
good one is
ratings.
Rotten Tomatoes. You know Rotten Tomatoes? Love Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty accurate to give you the
I
critic.
had some yesterday night. They were not.
You're
that
still
tasty.
feeling it today.
No, I didn't eat them. Some of them were really bad. I didn't eat those. Some of them were questionable. I ate those. They were all right, no taste, and some of them.
I
were
hate
good.
tomatoes.
Really?
I love tomatoes. Eating them just as like a whole fruit, like an apple. But
You
putting
can-
them in sandwiches.
You
is-
can do that?
Yeah,
That just makes me want to.
but like putting in sandwiches is gross for me.
What?
No. What about
That's-
pizza?
I'm fine with that.
That sounds
What about
so good.
chunky like spaghetti sauce, like with the tomatoes in it?
I'm not a big fan of red sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I
even the
don't-
red
yeah.
dipping sauce that you get from bars, I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan of it.
Oh, marinara.
Yeah.
That's just like paste with some shit sprinkled in it. Not shit. but
Spices.
Spices sprinkled in it. Yeah, it's got a weird. Anyway,
Well, that was fun, eh?
Yeah, Canadian, French guy.
What's the next episode about?
That's the
Kafradi.
one.
Random.
That's the one that's no
No subject.
no subject. And I think the one after that we're gonna do gaming, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's not.
Maybe.
Let's
Well,
not
we
hold up.
can't now with this setup. We can have 4 people.
Yeah, but I mean, logistically, planning 4 people is a little bit tougher than planning 2 or even
Yeah,
3. So
that's true.
we'll figure it out. And by the time the next episode airs, you will know what the next couple. will
Actually,
be after
I know what I'm gonna bring. Something. I'm gonna bring a prop for next episode.
Yeah. Can we bring food, or is that annoying to chew on the mic?
It's probably not cool for people to listen to that. But
Okay.
we can eat before or after.
Shutting down my idea.
Definitely chips.
Definitely okay.
Yeah, just bring like pudding or something.
A quiet
Hood.
food.
Bring in like old people or baby food, like one of the two.
Is
So you
that
don't
Gerber
even-
you have, Remy? That's great.
I love it.
So
Good for my skin.
I'm having a snack pack.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay.
was an hour
Should I
long.
do our spiel?
What spiel? Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
keep forgetting.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for listening. If
You're
you
welcome.
could at all follow, like,
It was
and
like you
subscribe.
guys talking for like 20 minutes. I was just listening. That was
You were
great.
just here.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, leave comments. Let us know how we did. Let us know your thoughts about this episode at
And
all.
Follow everyone on
Yeah.
Instagram or Twitter. We go.
Yeah, we'll
everyone-
post that stuff actually on the website and the podcast.
Tell them right now what your handles are. And everything.
On Instagram, I think it's at Steadio, but that's going to change to Steadiocast soon, so we can have our own.
Okay.
Twitter, it's Steadiocast.
I can take care of the Twitter because I've used it before, but I already have my own Instagram, so you'll have to do that because I can't have two on my phone.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the password for. I'll just share it right now so everybody can.
Yeah,
log
but
in.
we
I'm
need
kidding.
like some nice pictures to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can,
So
can I get
old
your
and-
social security number too?
yeah,
It might
we'll,
ask me for
we'll
that.
use it like the.
What do
company
I
that-
post as? I don't even know what I post as. Oh,
Gobi?
We're on Stadio.com, but I have to start uploading episodes there too.
yeah, mine's
'Cause-
_Gobi with 3 E's _ again.
Yeah, Instagram.
I'm old school. I like Facebook better.
Yeah.
Facebook. Oh, we eventually, if we ever get big enough, we have to be on Facebook. But as of right now, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, Instagram and Twitter would be cool.
Yeah,
Isn't Twitter dying?
it's the thing about Twitter is that it's getting less and less. Like the growth is really small, but the thing is, it has such a large base right now, and that
Right.
base is really active on it. So even though
Oh,
the
it's
growth,
really? I thought it was
Yeah.
like slowly going
No,
away.
the people that
I
are on it,
finally downloaded it. I've never posted anything, but
it's great for whatever you want to use. Like if you want to follow breaking news, it's great. Like
Yeah.
you'll know immediately when something's happening.
Are you? That's what I use it for. It's great for news. Are you? Is this the spiel done?
Oh, is it done? So like, favorite, comment, let us know how you think. Tune in next week. That's going to be just a chat. We'll see where the conversation
This
goes.
is a work in progress, guys.
Yeah.
So be lenient. Our facts are not really backed up. We
Yeah.
sometimes don't know what we're talking about, but that's all right.
or talk shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care. For now.
I don't even know if there's anything
now.
left in our spiel. I'm Nima.
I'm Remy, and we have a guest.
Sorrow.
Oh, that probably sounded so much better than everything else.
that was
in the whole
probably
episode.
sexy.
All right, bye.